Hello friends, and welcome to this tutorial on how to generate reorder in Marg software. Reorder is an option in Marg through which you can generate reorder of your company automatically. Firstly, let us know what is reorder process. The need of reorder arises when the stock level of a particular item minimizes to a point where it needs to be restored or reordered. As you know, managing a business is so hectic, and on top of that, being aware of the stock level is all the more hectic. You might not even be aware of the mistakes that take place while reordering. Reordering is that activity in a business which is time consuming, and thus the time you need for other major activities is wasted. You need a solution which not only maintains your inventory but also takes care of your reordering system. Our reorder option in Marg replaces time-consuming and inaccurate reordering system. With just a few clicks, you can accurately generate reorder of as many items as you want. There are 12 methods to choose from for generating reorder in Marg software. First one is Marg Formula. Marg Formula first considers current month sale. After that, it calculates and reads average sale. Then the software will calculate last year's sale of the current month. Means last year how much stock was sold in the current month. This option is beneficial because if last year good amount of stock was sold in the current month, so in the current year also that much stock will be required. Thus the software will first see current sale, then average sale, then the sale of last year in the current month. Whichever quantity amount will be greatest, so according to that reorder will be generated. However, the reorder won't be above maximum level of an item, and if shortage of an item is defined, then reorder on shortage base will be generated. Next is sale base. On selecting sale base, reorder will be generated on sale basis. Means the quantity sold will be reordered. For example, out of 100 quantity, if 75 quantity is sold, then 50 quantity reorder will be generated to restore that stock quantity. From manual basis, you can manually generate reorder. All issue basis considers both sale and stock issue and then generates reorder accordingly. On last year basis, the sale of current year and previous year are combined and reorder is generated. And if you select shortage base, then the reorder will generate on shortage basis if you have defined a shortage of an item. Today's sale generates reorder considering current day's sale only. Average base generates reorder by calculating the average of sale of all the months. Sale order basis considers sale orders which you have generated along with sales. Zero and negative basis generates order of all those stock which are running in zero or in negative. Minimum level basis generates reorder of an item on the basis of minimum level defined in item master, irrespective of the quantity sold. Then last is minimum maximum minus current stock. If you have defined minimum and maximum level of an item, then on minimum maximum minus current stock basis, subtracts the current stock out of maximum level of an item. So now let's implement reorder in Marg software. Firstly, we will create a new item by going on item master, inventory master, and enter on item master. And we'll name this item as belong tablet. And we'll create a new company by pressing the F2 function key. Let's say Ranbaxy. And then we will save this. Now we'll create a suppliers ledger by going on masters, ledger master, and enter on new ledger. Ahuja distributors. Now we'll purchase belong item by going on transaction, purchase, and enter on bill. We'll purchase 100 quantities of belong item and save this bill. And out of those 100 quantities, we will sell 75 quantities and save this bill. So first we purchased 100 quantities of belong item and then sold 75 pieces. Now we are left with 25 pieces. Now to generate reorder, we will go on daily reports, daily working, and enter on reorder management. Or you can also click on the shortcut button. The first field is select supplier. We'll select yes. Then the suppliers list will appear. From here you will select that supplier to whom you want to issue purchase order. We'll select Ahuja Distributors. As we enter on Ahuja Distributors, a list of companies will appear. From here you will select that company whose products you want to purchase. Now we will select Ranbaxy company, which we created for Belong tablet. Enter. Then these are the list of bases. First we'll work on sale basis. So we'll enter on sale basis. Then is select items. After selecting a base, you will select the items on which you want to generate reorder. All items means reorder will be generated on all the items. Sales plus order means only those items whose sale was generated and order was prepared. You might want to use sales plus order because you don't want to generate reorder on those items which are not sold much. Then is sales item. Means only those items whose sale was generated and not order. And all ordered means only those items whose order was generated. Then is go down. If you have multiple go downs and you want to consider both of them, means if you have two go downs, so I will select both the go downs, means I will select whole. Then the stock of both the go downs will be combined and reorder will be generated accordingly. Then is reorder as on date. Here you will define the date on which you want to generate reorder. Then is reorder formula. Like here 7 into 1 is defined. You can change it if you want. So 7 into 1 means that the reorder should be generated by calculating the sale that took place 7 days before this date. So I've defined here 11th December. So 7 days before 11th December is 4th December. So the software will calculate reorder on the basis of sale which took place between 4th December to 11th December. Then is multiplied by 1. Suppose you require more pieces of the item sold. So accordingly you will define here how many times more reorder you want to generate. 2 times, 3 times. Then is reorder for days. Means reorder will be generated of 7 days. But if you want that only 2 days reorder is generated, then you will define here 2. So now we will enter on view. So here you see the reorder of 50 pieces has been generated of belong item, which was sold. So here you see the stock was 100 pieces. Out of that, 75 pieces were sold. Then we were left with 25 pieces closing stock. So now to restore that 75 pieces stock that was sold, the order of 50 pieces is generated. Because 75, the stock that was sold, minus 25, the closing stock, is equal to 50. Now we'll press escape. Now we will change 12 into 1 to 12 into 2. Now let's see what amount of reorder will be generated. So here you see the reorder of 125 pieces has been generated. Because 75 pieces were sold out of 100 pieces and the closing stock was 25 pieces. And we define 12 into 2 in reorder formula. Means 2 times more. So that's why the software calculated 75 into 2 minus 25 is equal to 125. Now we'll go back, select supplier and company. Now if again and again you don't want to keep selecting the company, then you can set this company Ranbaxy as default by pressing the spacebar key to select it first and then F10 function key. Then enter on yes. Now the software was generating reorder of complete 12 days. But if you don't want 12 days reorder, you only want that 6 days reorder is generated. So you will define your 6. And now we will enter on view. So here the reorder of 25 pieces is generated. Because when we were generating reorder of 12 into 1 formula for days 12, then the reorder of 50 pieces were generated. And now when we generated reorder with 12 into 1 formula for 6 days, the reorder of 25 pieces is generated. Because 1 day reorder is 50 divided by 12 is equal to 4.1666. So 1 day reorder is 4.1666. So 6 days reorder will be 4.1666 into 6. That is 25. Now to convert this reorder of 25 pieces into purchase order, we will press the escape key, enter on save purchase order, then come split and save order parts in. Means in how many parts do you want to split this order? Like the order of 25 pieces is generated and I want to split 25 pieces into 5 parts. So I will define here 5. Then 5 purchase bills will be created, each of 5 pieces. So the first bill is created of 5 quantity. Next also of 5 quantity. And the third bill also of 5 quantity. Similarly as for the fourth bill and for the fifth bill. Now we will select supplier, company, enter. Now next is less purchase order. If you have already prepared a product's purchase order and you don't want the software to again generate the same purchase order, so you will select no. So that again the same purchase order is not generated. Now suppose we'll create an item, Amifru. And purchase 40 pieces. And we'll create a purchase order of Amifru tablet of 20 pieces. Now we will sell 35 pieces and save this. Now we will go on reorder, select supplier and company and select no for less purchase order. Then enter on view. So here you see the reorder of 30 pieces is generated. Means purchase order has not been calculated. Because when we select no for less purchase order, so the software doesn't consider purchase order, as you can see. And if we select yes for less purchase order, then the order of 10 pieces is generated. Here you see in closing stock, 20 pieces, that is purchase order, is added. Whereas if we select no, then purchase order is not added in closing stock. Then the next option is order quantity rounded off in, minimum order. If in item master you have defined minimum reorder quantity, then the software will pick that quantity. Like I have defined here reorder quantity 70. Means minimum reorder of this product should be 70. So if the reorder of this product is coming 50, so the software will pick 70. But if the reorder is coming 90 or above 70, Then the reorder will come 90. Then is box. Suppose I have a box in which there are 10 tablets, and out of those 10 tablets, 6 tablets are sold. So now I'm left with 4 tablets. Now I want to generate reorder. Also, I want that the order does not come in loose pieces, like in 2 pieces or 3 pieces. I want to order for the whole box. I want to order for all the 10 pieces. So for that, I will select box. Then is box / minimum order quantity. If box quantity is defined, then software will pick box quantity and generate reorder. And if minimum order quantity is defined, then software will pick minimum order. And if both box quantity and minimum reorder quantity is defined, then the software will pick minimum reorder quantity. Then down here is rounded in upper, which is related to box. Now the half of 10 is 5. And in our example, we had 10 pieces. Out of that, 6 pieces were sold. So the sale will be considered good because it is more than 5. If the sale was 4 pieces or 2 pieces, then the sale would be considered bad. For the sale of only 4 pieces and 2 pieces, if we generate reorder in boxes, then it will be very costly. Because the sale wasn't good, and on top of that, if we generate reorder for full boxes, then it will be very costly. So suppose if my sale was 4 pieces and I select here box and select here no, then no order will be generated. And if I select here yes, then order will be generated in box, irrespective of the quantity sold. And suppose if 6 quantity was sold and I select here box, then select here no, then reorder will be generated because the sale is more than half conversion of the box. And the conversion of the box is fed here in item master. Over here. Then is order convert in scheme. Means if you have defined scheme on an item, then the reorder of that item will be generated on its scheme. Now we'll implement it. We'll create a new item, polish it tab, and we'll apply 10 plus 1 full scheme on it and save this. Now we'll purchase 100 quantities, and here you see 10 quantities has automatically generated. Now we'll save this. Now we will sell 60 plus 6 free quantity. So we purchased 110 quantities and sold 66 quantities. So we are left with 44 pieces. Now we will generate reorder. Select yes for scheme. And the reorder of 20 plus 2 pieces is generated, means 22. So 44 plus 22 is equal to 66. And if we select here no, then directly the order of 22 pieces will be generated. The benefit of selecting yes for scheme is that you will know at what scheme is the reorder being generated. Now we'll press escape and go back. We'll further move on to the other bases in our upcoming tutorial. Thanks for watching. Further, for any queries, you can call on a landline number which is 011 309 69600, or you can also chat on a website which is www.margcompusoft.com. You can also SMS us on 56767. If you want to learn any feature of Marg software in detail, then you can view or download a video tutorial from our website, that is www.tutorial.margcompusoft.com.
क्या आप अकाउंट्स में बिजी रहते हैं? क्या आपके स्टॉक्स टैली नहीं होते?
यस।
क्या आप वैट रिटर्न से परेशान हैं?
यस।
ये लीजिए मार्ग ट्रेड स्पेशलाइज्ड इन्वेंटरी एंड अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर विद ऑन साइट सपोर्ट एंड कस्टमाइजेशन, ताकि आपका ध्यान बिजनेस में रहे, अकाउंटिंग में नहीं।